turning up Peter Street here in the heart of Wexford town, a very old part of Wexford, going up towards what's now the National Opera House, Wexford Opera, based there, all that great history of opera, and heading up the St. Peter's Squares just up ahead of us, and we're heading to a pretty unique bookshop called Red Books, but there are few meanings to the word red in this context, and it might well be called well-read books. A chalkboard sign in the front of Red Books displays an impressive figure, 250,000, the number of second-hand books for sale here in this shop. Like coming into, well, for me it's like coming into Aladdin's cave. Rows and rows and piles of books, Trollope, the Bertrams, John Fowles, Thomas Mann, Tolstoy. At the counter I meet owner and founder Wally O'Neill.
Brilliant to meet you.
What a great place.
Oh, well, thanks very much. 250,000 books under one roof. Hello, Ibar, how are you?
I'm good.
That's okay. Work away. No,
Ibar's one of our regular customers here.
No, work away. Ask what you need to ask. Yeah.
He actually plays we have an outspoken gig once a month, which is spoken word and music, and Ibar always opens it first.
Brilliant.
He's extremely talented tin whistle player.
Oh, wonderful. Nothing like a good bit of tin whistle.
You were saying about poetry. We probably have the largest poetry collection left in the country, because a lot of people would say it's not very economical.
Yeah, a lot of the time, a lot of bookshops don't stock poetry anymore because they reckon it doesn't sell.
Yeah, but we're lucky here. We have a lot of space, and we were trying to keep books that might be disappearing from other bookshops. So we have a large poetry selection. We have a huge Irish fiction selection. So we'll carry people like Maurice Walsh and Ken Sheen and Somerville and Ross, which sadly you can't pick up in your local Easons, or
And all great.
Absolutely. Well, we've so many great writers in Ireland. We're really overran with them.
and great Wexford writers. I mean, you think of Gonta Bean and John Banville and Antti Cronin. Such a
and
line
there's so
of
many
people
young writers coming up. It's brilliant.
And you started a small publishing house, haven't you?
We do. We have a publishing house called Red Books Press. It's more of a cooperative, I suppose. We started it in 2020. We've now produced, I think it's 41 books. We have two anthology series. So we have one called The Wexford Bohemian, which we're about to release number 6 during the Opera Festival this year. And we have one called Wexford Women Writing Undercover, which is it's fully female writers, poets, artists. They're fantastic.
But do you immediately get the sense that this is almost as much a centre of community as it is a bookshop?
We're very lucky that way. I guess people will often have this antiquated idea of a bookshop, that the owner's going to be sitting with cobwebs growing out of him beside an open fireplace reading Dickens all day. I never get a chance to read here. I only get to read at home. There's always somebody coming in, and whether they're discussing Greek philosophy or coming in to tell me their cat's missing, there's always something going on, And we're very lucky to have different groups meeting here. So we have 3 Gaeilge groups now. We have a craft group which is meeting
conversation
in here.
classes.
Yeah. We have a craft group that's meeting in here at the moment. We have various poetry events. We have a music, actually. I was just talking to a guy there about setting up a new music event, a songwriters club, which will be starting in September. We have a comedy club that meets here. We have mindfulness groups and meditation, and we have this is a local charity that's set up base here now, Sanctuary, which is a local mental health charity, and it's all about promoting positive mental health, and so it's great. It's a bit of a hub.
And Red Books doesn't necessarily indicate politics at all.
It doesn't. Red Books is, I suppose, a bit of a pun, because most of our books have been read before.
Yeah, so well-read books.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how do you keep track of the thousands of books that are here?
It might seem confusing to a lot of customers, but it's done in my head. So we don't have any computerized inventory. I'll know where a book is supposed to be. I'll know what books we're short on, what we need to get in. Like we'll get at least one van delivery a week, and people will be bringing us books in during the days as well. We'll take in books and rehome them. We'll buy books, we'll swap books, whatever it takes. I guess I'm here maybe 90 hours a week, so I kind of just know where things are.
And is there a constant movement of books? Are there people in and out, buying, bringing all the time?
There's an incredible urge for a physical book in Wexford. I think everywhere. It's just a lot of counties are not lucky enough to have these type of bookshops anymore. But we get everyone from maybe elderly people looking for a Mills and Boon or a Western or a history book to kids coming in looking for Dr. Seuss. And we actually have a group that meets here on a Saturday, the Wexford Youth Literary Society, that was set up by a girl in the presentation when she was 16. And they're just highly successful. They have kids from all the secondary schools in the town, and you know it makes you feel like you're doing something right when you walk past and you hear a group of 15-year-olds discussing the poetry of Shakespeare, or you know, and what Jane Austen was like on a normal day. You know, it's fantastic.
Amazing place, really. So glad to find it.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
A treasure house, absolute treasure house. And I have to look at the books now, see what I want to buy.
Yeah.
Not that I'm in need of any. And outside on Peter Street, I meet a world traveller and regular visitor to Red Books.
My name is Declan Reck. I come from Wexford. I'm a native Yola speaker, and I'm the author of the forthcoming book, The Merchants of Wexford. Iklova, Radio 1, Erchi Arachi, which translated means I love Radio 1 every day. Yola kind of goes back to the time when the Normans started coming in, 1169 to 1171. And basically they were mercenaries. They were from Belgium, so they spoke Flemish. Others were English, they spoke Old English, and then you had Normans speaking Old French. Along the way, a little bit of Gaelic kind of intertwined into it. Now, in Wexford town, as is now, there's a lot of Yola words still used. You know, you'd hear people use the word like queer. So queer is like very, or desh is kind of like beautiful. But it was a very simple language to understand. Like I said, that I'd come to Red Books, Archie DE. You're welcome here to Red Books.
Great welcome.
Yeah. See, I come from a political family. My father was a prominent county councillor in Wexford, and my grandfather was one of the founders of Fianna Fáil. But at the foundation of the Irish state, my grandfather would have been heavily involved in the old IRA. So basically, they would have spoke a lot of Yola. So for the time I was 2 years of age, he used to speak Yola to me. And I played on that because my mother used to go mad because she'd speak to me in English and I would pretend I don't understand what you're saying. And I was like that up until I was about 6 years of age.
So when your grandfather, for instance, when the men around him spoke Yola, was that partly to disguise what they were saying?
Yeah, this part of Ireland wasn't the great Gaelic-speaking part of the country, but the ones that did, the British intelligence could decipher that. So to throw them off, they started to use Yola, and they could never decipher it. But unknown to, I guess, to many people, there still are native Yola speakers.
Years day with Arbery, gisting o'rone, our gentries were bibrin, amsil kunustone. Yet muslar had bahol, it was by we Tomin, at by his look was in pit to drive in. Jowden maud vram, Marchietta was a lock, zit vaprin and shimrin, fanny da for air Scott, zit blankin and blain, fan a ball was a draw, shot while our aim was to use near a blow.
You're listening to the County Measure, and we're in County Wexford.